time it is. Marvin Devine, Hoover, Axel, and you know how we do. Yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing it. I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, Axel, and Hoover, way too fireball. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah, I got the
Good afternoon. Welcome to another broadcast of Kidney Hub East Africa. I am half your host, Steve Belcher, also known as Steve the Kidney Nurse. Unfortunately, we are having some internet connection issues with our other host, Brother Moses Kennedy. They're also known as the Kidney Ambassador. So we hope to have him as the issue is corrected. But today, we're going to talk about what is albumin. A lot of kidney warriors, especially our kidney warriors over in East Africa countries, have issues maintaining their albumin level. Also here in the United States, they have this issue. So today we're going to talk about what it is, what albumin level is recommended, what foods contains protein, and what you can do to help keep an adequate albumin level. I'd like to say hello to my TikTok family that's watching on TikTok today. Also, anyone who's watching from YouTube or Facebook, welcome. So again, today we're talking about what is albumin. So you see a lot of warriors go to dialysis, and you may see the dietitian come by or the nurse say, hey, we're going to give you some Liquicil. And you know, it's that drink that they put in the cup, real thick, the viscosity of it, real sweet. You put it, it has that bitter taste. Well, that particular supplement has 16 grams of protein. And so that's why it's very important if they come to you with this, to either have this or get your own protein supplement equivalent to this Liquicil, so you can keep your albumin level up. So you hear the word albumin, protein, all these big words. But what do they actually mean? How do it involves me with kidney disease? So let's find out. So albumin is the most common protein found in the blood. The most common. It provides tissues with the protein needed to both maintain growth and repair tissues. Now, during a dialysis treatment, the albumin in your blood also helps with fluid removal. See, a lot of warriors didn't know that albumin helps with fluid removal. It helps pour extra fluid from swollen tissues back into the blood where it can be removed by the artificial kidney or the dialyzer. Now, how many warriors knew that albumin helps pour extra fluid from your tissues back into the blood? There was one time during my career when patients used to have low blood pressure. In the clinics, they used to keep albumin come in a small bottle, 12.5 grams or 25 grams. They don't use that no more because of the cost. But there was a time, if you've been on dialysis a long time, you know what I'm talking about. Now, what albumin level, now that we know what it is, it's a common protein. It's found in your blood. And it also helps with fluid removal. Very important to know. See, a lot of warriors, the dietitian, they come and they go over your lab work and they tell you this about this particular lab, but they don't sit down with you and get gut level about it. Some maybe do, and some warriors probably don't want to hear it. They just want to get with their treatment and get on back home. Not knowing that this information is critical to their overall health. Now, what albumin level is recommended? Now, according to the National Kidney Foundation, their KDOKI guidelines, it's recommended that a blood albumin level be 4.0 grams / per deciliter or higher. 4.0 or higher. Not 2.5, not 3, but 4.0 or higher. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Kidney Hub East Africa. I am half your host, Steve Belcher, also known as Steve the Kidney Nurse. Our other host, Moses Kennedy, Kidney Warrior, the Kidney Ambassador, is unfortunately having internet connection problems. The show must go on. The information must be disseminated. Now, how many warriors, if you're watching this right now, whether you're in East Africa or United States, how many kidney warriors or even their caregivers, if you're a caregiver of someone with kidney failure, whether it's your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your wife, your husband, do you know what their albumin level is? That's one thing you need to find out if you don't. Now, what foods contain protein so we can help raise your albumin level? Well, we already talked about the liquid cell, the additional supplement that they give you at the unit. But let's talk about food from animals. But we have to watch out when you talk about food from animals because those foods are high in saturated fats. So foods that contain protein from animals are beef, pork, fish, chicken. These contain the highest source of protein. Now, lower sources of protein come from foods such as nuts and beans. Now, your dietitian, and if you don't have one and you have kidney disease and you're not on dialysis, I recommend finding one or reaching out to one of the ones on social media that are um, specialized in kidney disease. And they will be able to tell you exactly how much protein you should be eating and also knowing which foods are a good source in protein. Now I'm going to try to see if I could bring up my brother Moses Kennedy. He's been off and on backstage. I want to try him once and see if he is able to join the conversation. Brother Moses, can you hear me? Brother Moses, can you hear me? So, unfortunately, Brother Moses can't hear me, but I'm going to add him. I'm going to leave him there while I continue to talk. Now, if you don't like animals, you know, getting your protein from there, also plant-based is a good source. Plant-based protein as well, but you may have to supplement if that's not enough. You may have to supplement. Now, you may be saying, Steve, my albumin level is low, but I eat a lot of protein. Are there any other causes of low albumin besides not eating enough protein? That's a good question. Can anything else cause you to have a low albumin level and you're eating a lot of good protein sources? Absolutely. And let's take a look at it. Inflammation, you need to pay attention to this, inflammation and infection will cause an albumin level to plummet. Inflammation and infection will cause the albumin level to drop. Possible causes of infections include an infected access. If you got a catheter, access in your arm can get infected. Doesn't matter if it's a graft or a fistula. An infected foot. So you're a diabetic and you're on dialysis. And you got an open wound or osteomyelitis. Even a bladder infection. Okay, something simple as a bladder infection can cause your albumin level to go low. So a lot of warriors may not have known that. So it's unfortunate that our brother Moses is having internet difficulties, because he could add a lot to this broadcast with his experience. He's in Kenya. They are only allowed 2 treatments a week. That's all the government will pay for. Any part of that comes out of your pocket. So Brother Moses, if his albumin level was low, he couldn't get no liquid seal. And what if he's on a fixed income and he can't afford the meat, the fish? How is he going to correct that albumin level? So other causes, example of long-term inflammation, include arthritis, lupus. See, you can have lupus and have kidney failure because the lupus damage the kidneys. So if you're having a flare up, that may cause your albumin level to go down. Let's look at some other non-dietary causes of a low albumin. Include liver problems. If you're dealing with liver issues, such as from alcohol or from other liver diseases, like hepatitis B or hepatitis C. Metabolic acidosis. Like, Steve, what's metabolic acidosis? That's a condition in which too much acid accumulates in the body. So that's why in dialysis, you have an acid and bicarbonate. The bicarbonate neutralizes the acid. That's why you have some kidney warriors, when they first started dialysis, your CO2 level could have been high. Doctor said, we're going to give you some sodium bicarbonate tablets, or when you're at home, take a tablespoon of baking soda. That's to neutralize the acid. That's what happens when the kidneys are not working. Also, with peritoneal dialysis, protein loss across the peritoneal membrane. So if you're doing peritoneal dialysis, you've seen the large bags. You may use a 1.5, 2.5, or 4.5 or 4.0. Don't quote me on that last bath solution. But it goes up higher because of the dextrose that's in the bag. It's the dextrose that's pulling the molecules across the membrane. That's why they say 1.5 and may pull a little. Some people may be on a 4 and it pulls a lot and they can feel that even when they sleep or when they're doing it manually. No, I got to back it down. It's also pulling protein as well. I guess that's why in peritoneal dialysis, many patients are at lib to pretty much eat what they want. As long as they don't go overboard. So let's get to the important part. What can you do? What can you do to help keep an adequate albumin level? Now, I got 5 people watching from, I believe, maybe YouTube, Facebook, and I got 8 people, which first started off as about 100, 200 people on TikTok. Then shrunk down 8, so total 13 total people watching. And I know there's thousands, not hundreds, but thousands of people that deal with this issue right now, today. The caregivers not familiar with albumin and how important it is to the health of the patient. Because if you're not eating, say your appetite's low, then your albumin level, your protein's going to be low. Then you're going to feel weak, tired. Sometimes death can set in. I'm not exaggerating this. So, what can be done to help keep an adequate albumin level? Know what foods are good sources of protein. Now, again, the dietitian is an excellent source for resources, information. Try to help prevent infections. Avoid scratching your access. Avoid trying to pick the scab off because you have germs under your fingernails. Avoid scratching around if you got a catheter and it's itching and you just got to get home and tear off the bandage and scratch around it. Avoid doing that. Also, keep your access clean every day, whether you're in dialysis or not. Wash your access with an antibacterial soap. Also, if you notice an area on your body that looks or feels infected, red, swollen, sore, possible drainage, let the medical team know as soon as possible so we can start treatment, start you on a course of antibiotics, culture that to see what bacteria is growing there. Also, very important, keep track of your albumin level. I can't stress this enough. As I always mention, get yourself a binder, a 3-ring binder, a hole punch, in your labs, in your medical records. Put them in this binder so you know what's going on with your medical history. Don't just leave it to chance and they give you the records, you throw it away. Shit, I don't need it. Keep this stuff because you never know when you may have to revert back to it. Know what your monthly blood levels are. Very important to know what your monthly blood levels are. That determines how healthy you are and if you're getting a quality treatment. I talked about that last night. Dialysis is a prescribed treatment. If your albumin level is low, again, work with your medical team to determine the cause. Do you got an infection? You got inflammation going on? Do you got arthritis? You have lupus? You have any other type of inflammatory disease along with kidney failure? It's very important that you know what your levels are. And if it's not 4.0 or higher, if it's lower than 4, you're at risk for being sick. And we already mentioned why protein was important. Protein is very important to build up your strength and keep you healthy, as well as feeling your best. If you're at dialysis, you're on dialysis right now, and your protein, say your protein level 2, 2.5, 3, and you're not feeling your best, maybe you need to look at your protein. Don't take this for a joke. Now, what does protein do for you? Let's get laser focused and see what protein does for you. Protein, as I mentioned before, repairs, it builds, and it keeps your muscles strong. So if you're just getting out of rehab, you on dialysis, you're just getting out of the hospital, and you don't got no strength, what's your protein? All right. Now, getting enough protein each day can help prevent you from feeling sick, or weak, and helping to prevent further problems such as infections or hospitalizations. So if you find yourself with a catheter and you're always in the hospital, check and see what your protein level is. Brother Moses, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Brother Steve. How are
you? Finally. My
it's been
God,
a struggle,
man.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you,
yes.
Jesus.
Thank you so much.
Finally. Okay,
Thank
man.
you so much. Yeah.
I'm glad you're able. You kept trying, and you finally got it.
We are not here to lose.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I went through a lot about albumin. I'm not sure if you was able to hear it off screen or what, but do you have a problem, or do you find many warriors in Kenya having issues with their albumin level?
Absolutely, yes. Because, you know, Steve, uh, hemodialysis takes away most of the proteins in us. So what happens is that you need to eat specific protein, but animal protein is becoming a big issue because uh, the cost bearing on it. But then again, you know, for dialysis patient, we are also restricted on plant-based, which is more available here in Africa, like beans and whatnot. But then when you want first-class protein that you need to maintain the albumin, then you need to take animal protein. It's a challenge in terms of cost, Brother Steve.
Um,
So most patients have that challenge.
okay, okay. Yeah, and over there, what type of meat do y'all have access to?
We have access to chicken, beef. Just chicken and beef is the most common, and fish, but they are very expensive. They are very expensive. So personally, I do beans, I leach, and it makes my diet. I also substitute it with eggplant, you know, but eggplant I've just grown in my vertical garden to supplement me with protein. So I don't need to buy eggplant. So one of these days, I'm going to show you the picture of my vertical garden where I grow eggplant. Yes.
Oh man, that's awesome. That would
Yes.
be great for you to
Yeah.
do that, Brother Moses.
Mm-hmm.
I got to start me a garden outside as well. But
Yes.
what is your albumin level at this point?
It's been long. I haven't checked. I will be lying at the moment. I haven't checked. It's been long, but I make sure that I at least I eat chicken. I eat fish. There is small fish in sizes that are a little bit cheap. It's affordable. I use that one.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, and I guess the majority of warriors also opt for that one.
yes. So,
But the real
Brother
fish
Moses,
like tilapia and tuna, you know, those are very expensive.
I was sharing with the audience that
Yes,
services such as dietary services are rarely not available unless you pay for it. So I shared over here in the United States, most kidney
yes,
warriors get this protein drink. It's called Liquicell, and it has 16
uh-huh.
grams of protein, and it's like a thick syrup. And they get either 30 or 90 milliliters of this to help supplement their protein. Now, for something like this for you, if they were to have this over in Kenya, you would have to pay out of your pocket for that, correct?
Absolutely correct. True.
Because as you mentioned, a lot of the medicines that kidney warriors in Kenya need, they have to pay for it.
Absolutely. It has to come out of their pocket.
Can you talk about that? Explain why that's the
Uh,
case?
the case here in Kenya is that the National Hospital Insurance Package is, is, a, is a very small package that is not all inclusive of what is required for a dialysis patient. Now, the package is treatment twice a week and monthly lab works, and that is all. Even consultation, doctor consultation, comes out of your pocket. This is why you have to dig deep into your pocket, Brother Steve. You get it, brother?
Yeah, I hear you. So, okay, I was just letting you talk and just get that information out there. What are Kidney Warriors doing over there to kind of rectify that? Like, say if you're anemic, if your hemoglobin is down and you need a shot of Epogen or some type of erythropoietin therapy, what do they do to correct that issue if they don't have the money to get the erythropoietin therapy?
Steve, it is unfortunate. I've seen warriors die mysteriously. I'm sorry to say this because such kind of therapy, HIPO, if you can't afford it, then definitely nobody cares. Because, nobody cares. It is God for yourself. I remember at one time I used to be 6.7 for a very long time, but I worked hard elsewhere and I managed to get some drug for the next 2 months. And within 1 month, I was almost 10.5. But then there are times I've been 6.2, 6.5, 6.7, but nobody cares. That is how warriors lose it, as simple as such. When you don't have it, my friends, you will die. That is the truth of the matter. You will die. If you can't afford any medication for infection, you will die. They'll wait and collect for your body. You will die. Definitely, you will die. There's nothing about it.
Brother Moses, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So what you're saying, if one has a catheter,
yes.
If one has a hemodialysis catheter and they was to get a catheter infection and they go to the hospital, will they treat them or they won't treat them?
They won't treat you because the level 5 hospitals that we have, they don't take care of that. They don't have it. Basically, they don't have it. Now, if you go to a national referral hospital, remember that one is a referral hospital. You are not, that case is not you alone. Then definitely you can even develop a more serious complication in a queue waiting to be seen by a doctor. And that is how warriors lose it. They lose it even through infection alone because they can't afford it.
They can't afford the antibiotic.
Yes. Normally, I don't know, we use here vancomycin. I'm not sure what you use there in the US, but we use vancomycin.
We use, they had that here, vancomycin, gentamicin.
Sorry?
No, I was saying they have that here, vancomycin, gentamicin, and a host of other antibiotics.
Yes. In most cases, I see they use that and a host of other antibiotics. They mix it. But I haven't seen a situation where they only use the oral one.
Okay.
I don't know
Okay.
why that one happened, Brother Steve. Yeah.
So,
But when you get
Brother Moses,
infection,
let me
my
just,
friend,
I'm sorry.
yeah, basically, when you get a simple, when you get infection, it really compromises so many things. I've had, I've shared with you a lot. I've had several infection. Why? Because sometimes nurses knows what they are supposed to do, but out of negligence, they don't care. They are causing patient a lot. This one I've been saying without fear of contradiction, because in most cases, it is not our responsibility as patient to get several infection. It means there is something wrong also somewhere, either within the health provider or the nurse technician themselves, Brother Steve.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Well, let me give a list of some of the best sources of protein for kidney warriors that may be watching, uh, that may not can afford meat or whatever the case. But these are some best sources of protein are in animals and other foods. You got beef, meatballs, pork chops, turkey, lamb, hamburger, salmon, lamb, egg salad, fish, meatloaf, pork roast, duck, lamb chops, goose, cottage cheese, lamb chops, eggs or egg substitute, egg salad, tuna steaks or tuna salad, chicken or chicken salad, tofu or meat substitute, veal or veal chops, shellfish, crab or shrimp, scallops, clams, high protein powdered drinks like this, bars or nutritional drinks. That's where you can get your source of protein. So if you somewhere and this is all you can get something with high protein, make sure you check and see what other ingredients that may be in there don't have any added phosphorus or stuff like that, and use it. So, Brother Moses, how many times a week do you go to dialysis?
I go to dialysis twice a week, 4 hours each session, twice a
Okay,
week. Yeah.
and they don't have. Do they have any type of protein drink that they give you while you're there?
Uh, no, no, no. It is that they give, well, after dialysis, they give us a simple lunch that has a basic protein.
Like a complimentary lunch?
They give us fish fillet or chicken and
Oh,
vegetable and
okay.
rice. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they don't do that here. I can't see no dialysis clinic
Oh
giving them
yeah,
chicken and rice here in the United States.
yeah. They give us chicken and rice. So I think it also help poor patient. Patient with humble background like myself to at least have a meal in a day.
Oh,
So yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, we appreciate that. They do.
Okay, so we got about 10, 15 minutes left, Brother Moses. So I'm going to kind of talk about, before we end the broadcast, 5 things to do if you've just been diagnosed with kidney disease. Now, this can apply to our brothers and sisters in East Africa, here, United States, anywhere you're watching this broadcast right now. This is 5 things to do, you can do if you just been diagnosed with kidney disease. And a lot of people, Brother Moses, don't think about this. I mean, did you know what to do when you was first diagnosed, Brother Moses, with kidney disease?
Honestly, I was very empty. I was very empty, Steve. And that is what propelled me to be an advocate of myself first and then to others. Basically, I was empty from zero. I didn't know how to take care of my access. I didn't know the importance of not missing treatment, and name it. The list is endless.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's talk about, again, 5 things to do if you just been diagnosed with kidney disease. Now, anybody, you don't have to be a kidney warrior to get this information, because anybody can be diagnosed with kidney disease. You don't just have to have diabetes or hypertension, which are the 2 leading causes here in the United States. What's the leading cause of kidney disease in Kenya, Brother Moses?
It's just the same. Diabetes and high blood pressure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now look, being diagnosed with kidney disease can definitely be overwhelming for many people. Many people. However, the good news is that you're not alone on this kidney journey, this kidney care journey. There's other people watching this program or on social media that's going through the same journey. It may not be like yours, but with kidney disease, for a lot of people, it's the same journey, trying to manage it, trying to deal with the problems that come with kidney disease. So we're going to talk about the 5 things you can do if you've just been diagnosed with kidney disease. Number 1, and just don't, just settle for one. Maybe go to 3 different ones and see which one you like. You got to remember, they work for you. Don't, just like if you was to hire a plumber, they say get 3 estimates. Someone work on your house, get 3 estimates. Go to 3 different kidney doctors, not 3 in the same practice, but 3 different ones that had 3 different type of medical opinions about kidney disease. So you'll want to find a kidney doctor, or as they call it, nephrologist, as soon as possible. So don't waste no time. Find 3 and make an appointment. The nephrologist is there to partner with you. To partner with you and guide you to understanding what life is like with kidney disease and how best to adapt to treatments, if it got to get that far, and medications while maintaining your quality of life. So when you talk with the nephrologist, you may want to start by asking, how can I lead a normal life, whatever we call normal, okay, when I go on dialysis? That may look different for a lot of people. Number 2, create a support team. I can't tell you how important that is. Brother Moses, when you first got diagnosed with kidney disease, did you create a support team? Well, first, let me go back to number 1. When you was diagnosed, did you have to go find a doctor, or you were in a hospital and it was a consult? How did you find your kidney doctor?
Steve, my case was a very interesting one. Basically, I crashed into dialysis, and I didn't walk into hospital to find one, but I found myself being taken care with a nephrologist because I never understand how important the symptoms and the signs were to watch. Now, in most cases, I used to ignore them, but then I used to be presenting some signs of anemic. And then when I crashed into dialysis, I lost memory. Weeks later, I realized I'm in hospital and I've been doing dialysis. That is after 1 week, I realized now this is dialysis machine. This is how it works. And people started talking to me, including a psychiatrist. I talked to him because I lost memory for that entire 5 days. And it was very sad. I don't remember so many things. Most of the things up to that time, I was just narrated the story too.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So I was told I have kidney failure. So this is the treatment, and you will be doing this for a while. We see, I was being taken to accept it slowly by slowly, because I used to question Dr. How long shall I be coming here? I've been coming here for 3 months and I don't see any change. I still keep on coming. I want to change. Then I had to seek another opinion elsewhere. So the doctor was very honest with me. He told me, no,
Okay.
once you are into dialysis, you must accept it, and you are there in for life unless you do a transplant. And now that one became uh, that one became one of the most liberating time that I had, because now I had an answer that it is something that will not heal, but then there are treatment options that either you continue with dialysis or you do a transplant. But then it was not easy, Steve. I had to really work hard on my mental health, because I used to sleep over, cry inside my heart the whole day. I lost interest to everything. And, I gave out some of my personal belonging because, Steve, it was sad. It
Right.
was sad. Yeah.
Okay. So number 2 was create a support team. In addition to the care team, which will likely include the doctor, the nurses, dietitian, social worker, one will also need the support of loved ones. Family and friends should know about the diagnosis and that you may need their help in the future. Now, with some people, they may not have loved ones, so they may have to depend on a neighbor or a relative. They may not even have that. Moses, do you have a support team?
Yes, I have a support team, but we also have numerous challenges. But yes, I have a support team that I believe they are doing their best. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Number
Yeah.
3,
Yeah.
connect with others in the kidney community. I can't tell you how important that is. There are many support groups and social media groups. We all see them for people with kidney disease and their care partners. Here, You can introduce yourself to the community, join the discussion on topics ranging from treatment option to kidney diet tips. In fact, Brother Moses, he's the facilitator and group owner of the FIGO Initiative, which is a Facebook group, the FIGO Initiative. So if you're not in the FIGO Initiative, please join that. I also am a member of that group and offer education to that group as well. So, Brother Moses, how long have you had that group?
From 2021.
Mm-hmm.
From 2021 to date. Yeah.
And what was your what was the purpose of the group when you first decided to create it?
Steve, the purpose of the group was basically to give information about kidney health. I wanted a page that can trigger a conversation to either a patient or anybody who comes across it to go and get checked for CKD. You know, even if you don't get the entire information, but then it can click something on your mind. It can trigger so many queries, and you may end up going to the doctor and maybe ask about CKD. And that is why I created the group. You know, when I was first told I have stage 2, I didn't understand about it. I was told to watch diet. I never watched my diet. In fact, I used to take a lot of water and a lot of potassium. French fries was one of the cheapest food when you are in the city. So I used to continue taking that because I didn't know the seriousness of watching my diet. So when I come up with this idea, I wanted to save others not to go through the journey that I've gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4, of the 5 things to do if you've just been diagnosed with kidney disease. Learn all you can about kidney health. I can't stress that enough. And that's why we do these shows, so you can learn all you can about kidney health. Okay. You know, you can go to the social worker, nurse, the doctor. They can answer your question about kidney disease when you're there. However, it will help to learn everything you can about kidney health on your own. Okay, and ask questions if you don't understand, including diet tips. Okay, for example, many people with chronic kidney disease must limit fluids and specific nutrients such as potassium or phosphorus. All right. Now, this can help you feel more empowered as you adjust to living with kidney disease, because it is a big adjustment, changing your diet, limiting certain foods or your fluids. Brother Moses, I'm sure that wasn't easy in the beginning to learn about your kidney health.
It wasn't easy. Why? Because, Steve, adjusting to food, even reducing the amount of sodium intake in your food alone is a big challenge. Really a big challenge. You could be aware that salt is bad, salt is not good, but still you want that tasteful, that more sodium to test in your food. I mean, it is not easy. It is
I'm
not
sure.
easy
I'm sure
to,
it's not easy for a
especially.
lot of people.
Sorry.
Wow. No, I say I'm sure it's not easy for a lot of people.
True. It's not easy. And number two, maybe you were told to avoid this, taking portion, and you realize now you are not a free man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You go somewhere, you want to eat. What is available is what you should avoid. It
Yeah.
becomes a
So
big challenge. Yes.
yeah. So definitely learn all you can about kidney health. It would be very important to you, so you'll know what is true, what is not true, what's a myth, what's not a myth. So the best way to find out is to do the research. Also, number 5, continue to do what you love. Continue to do what you love to do. Having kidney disease may require some lifestyle change. Excuse me, but it doesn't mean you can't still do the things you enjoy. Now, there's different treatment options you can do to adjust to your lifestyle, including in-center dialysis, what they call nocturnal dialysis, doing treatment at night at an in-center, home dialysis, PD. So there's different types of options that fortunately here in the United States one has, and unfortunately over in Kenya where Brother Moses is, I don't think they haven't even introduced peritoneal dialysis. Do they do peritoneal in Kenya, Brother
No,
Moses?
it hasn't been introduced. What is available is in-center hemodialysis.
They give you that one option in center.
Only in-center hemodialysis is what is
Yeah,
available. Yeah. And
yeah.
Brother Steve, I wonder why,
All right.
even in the United States, why would hemodialysis become the most common one when peritoneal dialysis is gives a better outcome? What, Brother Steve, what do you
Oh,
think
it's a
that one
money.
happens?
It's a money thing.
Okay.
It all comes down to money, and not everybody can do peritoneal dialysis. Not everybody wants to do it or able to do it. You would think because you do have a good outcome. Some people may have had surgical operations or scar tissue, hernias, things like that. They may not can't qualify, but that's something that they don't advertise as more than they do hemodialysis, because hemodialysis is a common procedure. That's what they started off with, hemodialysis. So, 3 times a week, the way they do it, that's the common practice or medical model. And then from there, home dialysis, CAPD. But you would think more people would would like to do it. But again, not every situation fits each person. So,
Okay, I get you.
yeah. So, brother, we're about to shut down. And hopefully we come on next week, that we will have you from start to finish. in the broadcast. So I'm just glad you was able to get on when you were. Do you have any last words, Brother Moses, before we end the broadcast that you want to share before we go?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to assure you that this show is a must watch, not only to a kidney patient, but even those who think they are healthy. Why? Because CKD, if discovered early, could be delayed or its progression could be stopped. And this is why we encourage you to watch this show every Sunday, same time, same hour. My name is Moses Kennedy, your kidney ambassador. Thank you.
All right, Brother Moses, I appreciate that. Definitely. So until next Sunday, guys, we'll see you again, like Brother Moses says, same time, same channel, Kidney Hub East Africa. Definitely apologize for the internet connection. Brother Moses, we hope you to have that taken care of next week. You should be good to go. So thank you guys for watching. We see you later. Brother Moses, take care. Have a great week at dialysis. And we'll see you next Sunday, same time, same channel. Thanks, everyone, and take care. See you, Brother Moses.
See you, Brother Steve. Thank you so much.